Hey, let me get the Facebook folks going and then we will officially start. My kingdom for a tech crew. Hey, here we are. We're live everywhere. Hello, my friends. Let me make you nice and large so I can see you. There we go. So hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome. Happy Earth Day. Yes, 2020. So it is a beautiful day here in New England. I'm so happy to see all of you. I'm Geeta. A lot of you I know, some of you I don't know. So I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a writer, and a musician. And I am completely dedicated to helping people build a lifestyle that is full of wellness. Because when you have that, your creativity and your natural you-ness can shine. So that's what I do, and that's why we're rolling here today. First things first, though, if you're here on Facebook or you're on YouTube, please pop in the chat room and let me know who's here. I see Declan and Nancy are here. Hi, Declan. Good to see you, my friend, in Facebook land. I know you're about 10 miles from my house today, so I'm happy to be this close to you today. Great to see you, Declan. Happy day, Nancy. If you're there on Facebook, give me a shout. Let me know who's watching. And please, if you're watching on Facebook, share this feed so that some other folks can have a little moment of in their day. And I've heard from a lot of you, though, too, that you can't be here right at this hour because a lot of you are in Zoom meetings and teaching and doing all of the wonderful things you do. So if you're watching on the replay, hello, Lisa, good to see you. So if you're watching the replay, welcome to you as well. And you can still pop in the chat roll even on the replay because you know I'm going to be checking it later to see who was here because it's my way to help stay connected with all of you as well. I'm a teacher. I love to teach. So howdy, everybody. Let's get going with our Earth Day celebration. So here's what we're going to talk about. First things first, I want to give you a little snippet of philosophy. And you could think of philosophy, it maybe sounds intimidating, but I mean it more like maybe teaching you a different way to think about things, a different way to think about this earth that we are all currently standing on. And then I want to actually put that into practice and give you, I think I have 4 ways. Let me reference my teacher notes. I have 4 ways that you can create balance throughout your day using sort of some of the philosophy stuff that we're talking about. And then we will do the visualization. So a little different way to think about things, just some food for thought moments, 4 specific ways to practice that are so easy peasy. These are like, not like reinvent your life stuff here. This is just like, hey, could you take a minute to do that? Could you think about this while you're washing your hands? Very simple, doable things. And then all together, we will do the visualization, which I love. I mean, what better way to spend a little bit of time on a Wednesday than to hang out together and talk about good, positive things. So my friends, let's get going. So first things first, Earth Day. Let's take a moment to honor all the folks who started Earth Day. 50 years ago, some folks just got a little bit sort of fed up with the way we were treating the natural world. And they started to say, hey, let's create a day where we can all come together and acknowledge that we're part of this living ecosystem and figure out ways that we can all, as individuals, as a society, and then in terms of like our legislature, do things that will help us to keep this planet that we're living on vibrant and acknowledge our connection to it. So it's been going for 50 years. In whatever day you celebrate Earth Day, whether it be like, radical social justice issues you're working on, or if you're just trying to maybe plant your first garden this year, or you're recycling, or trying to not use so much water, whatever way, it all adds up and it's all important. So I want to acknowledge those folks who made Earth Day a thing and say thank you to them, because that's why we are here together today. You are joining in, I think it's something like 50 billion with a B, people who celebrate Earth Day, which is like mind-blowing. So you're joining in a really powerful web right now of people who are interested in creating a more just harmonious planet. So I applaud you and you and you and you and you for being here, because that tells me that you are the kind of person who wants a little something more for your life. You're the kind of person who's looking at, yes, the immediate needs that are happening because of the pandemic, but you're also looking at the big picture and thinking, how can I be part of that in a positive way? So let's talk about how you can do that. So I applaud y'all for being here. The hardest part sometimes for this stuff is like showing up. So if you showed up, pat yourself on the back because you already win, because learners win always. Okay. So we are essentially walking on this planet, which is older than any of us can conceive. Oh, Dee, nice to see you, Dee. I got some nice emojis there. I love like the little emojis float in because, in a live class, we'd be like high-fiving and hugging, like waving. So every time you pop in the chat rolls there, it makes my heart sing. So keep on doing it. And especially if you have a question too, just type it in. I will stop what I'm doing and read it. Okay, so we're living on this planet that is older than any of us can possibly conceive, really, with our limited minds. And our bodies themselves date to about like Paleolithic times, which is like mind-blowing when you think about how old these organisms are that we walk around in. So, oh, I miss you too, my friend. I miss you too, Tracy. We'll have to do a drive-by wave one of these days. So if you're living in this Paleolithic body on this earth itself, the ground itself is so very ancient. Our very lives are completely 100% dependent upon the earth and everything it entails. And when I talk earth, I'm meaning not just the ground. When I say earth, I also mean the water, the air, the animals, the food that grows out of the earth. Because you can't just take one piece of that and remove it. It's an interdependent cycle. So we're walking on this ancient earth in these Paleolithic bodies, completely dependent on fresh air, completely dependent on clean water, and we are also dependent on food. And we need shelter too, which the earth provides. So without those four things, we're not getting anywhere, much less on a live, call with Miss Geeta here talking about Earth Day. So we need to have the earth support us. And if we're part of this interdependent web, sometimes just stopping for a second and letting your brain, your cerebral cortex, focus on that is inherently balancing. Thinking about this connection that you have to the earth that you live on is inherently balancing. I'm going to say that again. Stopping every day and thinking about the interdependent connection you have to this earth on which you live is inherently balancing, and I would say inherently healing. Because think about it the opposite way. Think about a time when you've been like super stressed. And I laugh because I know some of you right now are like, oh my gosh, you might be going through a really, really tough day. I don't mean to make light of it, but laughter is the best medicine, right? But think of a time when you've been really, really stressed. You've been really pulled out of your routine, perhaps. Your food choices start to go kind of wonky and eating a bunch of like processed food. You're not sleeping well. You forget to drink some water throughout the day. And you start to notice that you're feeling like CRAP. Crapola! Right? And then think to a time though when you were doing maybe a little better with that stuff, where your like sleep and wake cycles were a little bit more in tune with like sunrise and sunset, where you were drinking enough water, or maybe your food was just a little more vibrant, a little more healthy or nourishing for you, whatever that is. And I firmly believe mac and cheese can be nourishing. But think to that time, right? How you were feeling when you were sort of like taking some time to go outside and like how good that felt. Or like if you're a beach person, you go to the beach for a day and you, wow, I feel great. Or you like to bike outside and after that bike ride, you feel phenomenal. Or you've just taken some time to sort of honor that connection and how good that feels. So it starts in your mind. If every day you make that small commitment to go like, wow, hang on for a moment. Let me stop and say, I am living on this earth. I am a part of the cycle of intake and output of both energy and food. I am part of, completely dependent rather, on the earth to provide me food and water and clean air. And you start to see your life as part of that cycle of energy in and out and in and out and in and out. That will inherently help you to balance, because with that sort of framework and vision for your day, I'm thinking you might make different choices. Yes? Now is when I pause and I would look around the room at all my students and go, does that make sense? So if you have a question, pop it in now. Or if that makes sense, just be like, yeah, I'm with you. It's all good. Like seriously, type something there so that if I'm getting too off in the weeds, I know. So again, with that framework of acknowledging that you live in this interdependent web of life, with that daily, just even a couple minutes of acknowledgement and thinking that, you may find yourself making different choices, feeling a little bit differently about things. Hope that makes sense. Pause for a sip of life-giving water. And aren't these glasses pretty? Can we appreciate that for a moment? Aren't those gorgeous? Something about having a pretty glass to sip water out of. Okay. So this can be a stabilizing and grounding force for you. Got it? Good. Checking our time. We're great. My friends, I want to give you a couple of ways to actually practice this, because it's very nice to think in theory, I am part of an interdependent web of life. I acknowledge Mother Earth, and I acknowledge the wind and the sun and the stars, and I acknowledge the breath that comes into my life, the life-giving oxygen from the trees. That's all great. But how about something even a bit more concrete for you guys, all right? I see no questions, so I'm assuming you guys are either all asleep out there or the doorbell rang and the UPS guy is there delivering some TV, God willing, or it all makes perfect sense and we're all in harmony. So let's talk then about how you can use this sort of philosophy 4 different ways throughout your day to create moments where you're actually practicing this philosophy. And then we'll do our visualization. So creating moments of balance throughout your day by honoring this interdependent connection. So there's, I think, 4 things that I just thought up off the top of my head. You may have better ones. If you do, let me know. But honoring this connection that we have to the interdependent nature of the life force is actually really, really simple. So a number 1 way you can do it is when you drink some water. Every time you drink water, or let's use water with 2 subcategories. Ooh, now we're getting fancy. So every time you drink water, you can have 2 subcategories here. You could have when you're taking a little sip, or when you're washing your hands, of which I know we're all doing quite a bit, which is a very good thing. So every time you take a sip of water, you can use that as a little trigger. And I'll give you the ones for washing hands in a moment. Every time you take a sip of water, you can do something so simple, guys. It's going to honor this connection to our interdependent nature of life. Guess what you're going to do? You're just going to say, hey, thanks. Did you know that practicing gratitude is one of the number 1 ways to be happy? It has been shown study after study after study. Practicing gratitude will help you to feel happy. Just by stopping and saying, wow, thanks for the water, Earth, is tremendous. Our natural ecosystem has a natural thing that I won't get all into, but basically marshes, plants that are in our water supply help to filter and clean the water. So the earth itself helps to filter and clean the water that then we use in our treatment plants to give it a little final filter before we drink it. Just by stopping and saying thanks before you drink water helps you to honor that interdependent nature of the world. Another very simple thing you can do using water to honor that interdependent nature of our life is washing your hands. Boy, we are all doing it a lot. What would happen if all of us watching here today took that opportunity every time we washed our hands as a little trigger to stop for a moment, and as you're washing, to say something really, really simple. Thank you for this clean water. Thank you for this clean water. Thank you for this opportunity to practice wellness. Boom, that's it. You can make up your own. They can be fancy, they can be simple. But something as very simple as each time you're interacting with the natural world, where it might have been automatic and just taken for granted before, stop for a moment and say thank you. Does that make sense? Nod your heads, pop a question in. If it doesn't make sense, water is a great way for you to practice that gratitude and just for a moment say thank you. All right, let's do 3 more and then we will visualize. One other thing that we talked about at the top of the half hour is food. You are completely dependent upon the earth to provide you your food. Yes, even if it's a Dorito, because at some point there's water in every single product you eat, even if it comes out of a box or a can. So of course I recommend eating whole, nourishing organic foods as much as possible, and mac and cheese can fall into that category. But food, what would happen if you paused before you ate and you just said, hey, thank you, nature, for this food. Please grant me health and strength, wisdom and compassion. May we all feel nourished. I'll pop these in the chat rolls when I'm done so you can check it out. This is what you can say before you eat. It's a shorter version of what I say before I eat every time. Thank you, nature, for this food. Please grant me health, strength, wisdom, and compassion. May we all be nourished. So you're honoring nature. You're intaking the food with an idea that you're going to use that food in service of other people. And then you're sending a prayer out to other folks as well. It is so stinking powerful. I'll pop that little one. I'll type it out for you so you can look at it. Pause before you're eating is another connection. Let's give you 2 more. We talked about water. Oh, how about taking a little time every day? This is number 3 of how to create a moment of balance through your day. I know some of you are popping in and out. So right now we're talking about how to create moments of balance throughout your day by connecting to your interconnected nature of this world that we live in. So we can take what I like to call like a gratitude walk or a beauty walk. A lot of us are taking walks these days. We're getting outside, which is fantastic. Sometimes it's great to do that power walk where you're just burning off some steam. On the flip side of that, it can be really nice to take a slow, noticing walk. You can call it a slow walk, a beauty walk. I call it an energy gathering walk. And here's what you do. You walk or you wheel. I know some of y'all go in the wheelchair, so that's cool. You walk or you wheel nice and slowly. And the idea is to notice the beauty that is around you. No matter where you live, you can find life coming forward. How much of your day are you spending on autopilot, letting your thoughts worry about the future or fear the past or get caught up in the drama of some very real stuff we're facing? What would happen though if you slowed down and took a beauty walk where you just walked and you just noticed what's happening in spring? If you just noticed and took that in as nourishment, it's fantastic and powerful. I take one every single day. I just walk in the woods as slowly as I can and I just look around. It is inherently nourishing and balancing. Let me give you one more way and then we're going to visualize. Another way to create balance throughout your day is just to practice being grateful. How many times do you step, say, from your house to the car or your house to public transport, although maybe not so much of that these days, or you just take one of these walks and you just go? When is the last time, I can't even remember the last time I did this. I think this weekend when I was gardening, which was a while ago now, where you stop on the earth and actually look down to the earth and you say, hey, thanks for supporting my journey. Thank you, earth, for being so steady. When is the last time, and what would that walking feel like if you were walking with gratitude on the planet rather than just being stuck in your limited mind? Make sense? So 4 ways to create the moments of balance throughout your day. Again, very, very quick. We talked about water. Before you take a sip, thank you. As you're washing your hands, say thank you in gratitude for the clean water. Food, pausing before eating. We gave you the little, let's call it a prayer. Okay, I'm not going to shy away from that word. I used to, but I'm like, man, send it out there. It's a good vibe. All right, beauty, taking a noticing walk, a nourishing, energy gathering walk, and then just practice being grateful. Step on the actual earth, get off the pavement. If you can do it in bare feet, step on the earth and say, thank you for supporting my journey. This is a crazy ride, but thanks. All right, you guys ready to visualize? Let's do it. We've got about 10 minutes to visualize. It's going to be great. So here's the deal with visualization. You want to be comfortable. You can stand, you can sit, you can lay down. You can do sort of a combo pack of that. So my students I know have like the lazy boy recliner and they like to do that thing. However you're going to be comfortable, just generally, it's a nice idea if your limbs can be sort of uncrossed, because when they're crossed, we tend to hold a lot of tension, and it's very difficult for the blood flow in the body, quite frankly, much less the energy. So get yourself kind of comfortable and maybe just wiggle around a little bit. I'm just going to do side to side. You can go back and forth and just kind of shake out any tension, some shoulder rolls. And I'm going to give you sort of the guidelines for the visualization so that you can really adapt it for you. Some of these can be really nice too, some arm circles. So visualization is kind of cool because anyone can do it. I like it because it's fun. You can use your imagination. And you know, if we were all together in the same room, I could really adapt it for each one of you. But I can't do that, but I trust all of you. So I'll give you a few options. You just pick what will work for you. You know your body better than anybody. So in today's one, I've done it a few different ways if you've watched previous ones, but today I am going to guide using the breath. And I will be guiding an inhale and an exhale. However, every single one of you has a different breathing pattern than I do. And I know some of my folks watching don't have complete voluntary control of when you inhale and you exhale. So is no problem. Here's what you can do. Number one, option one, follow the inhale and exhale as I guide it and go along. For some of you, that may work. Option two, if you start to follow my breath that I'm directing and it's like not working for you, let that go and you follow your own pattern of breath. It's not going to be crazy and complicated, so it doesn't matter if you match up perfectly with me. Make sense? Good? So follow breath, exactly, or follow the cues, but follow your own pattern of inhale and exhale. Now, option three, if you start to get dizzy, lightheaded, or you're one of those folks whose voluntary breathing pattern just does its own thing and you don't have like complete control over that, well, which one of us does really? But you know what I mean. There's not that mastery of breath in your body. It's no problem. Just use it as an image. We're going to just be using the breath to imagine like drawing up energy from the earth. So instead of using the breath to draw up energy from the earth, just imagine that you are pulling it up and then pushing it down. The breath is kind of like a nice guide. We're going to play with that today, but you don't need it. You can literally just use your imagination. When I say inhale, you're just going to be bringing the energy in. When I say exhale, you just let the energy go down. Just imagine it. Embrace your inner child. That makes sense? So hopefully you guys can all adapt it for kind of where you're at. I know I've run it different in previous weeks, and we're just experimenting, seeing what works with you guys. So let's play. So hopefully you're comfy. Have you done some of this? Yes. Are your limbs uncrossed? Yes. Fantastic. Let me check our time. Oh, we're so golden. Great. So just take a moment. You have a couple options for eyes. You can look down towards the floor or you can close your eyes. Totally depends on whatever you feel comfortable doing. But wherever you are, really start to let the body move into a little stillness now. You can still wiggle a little bit if that feels good. You can change positions at any point in the next 6 minutes that we'll visualize. It should just feel good. It should feel comfy. And as you start to slowly settle down, just do a little body scan. Notice if there's any areas of tension in the body at all. Just kind of go through and check. And if there are, just send a little mental message to that area to begin to relax. So just a gentle scan through the feet and toes, checking the legs, making sure they're sort of loose and relaxed. Maybe the hips can relax and the back. Start to allow some space to come in between the vertebrae in your back. Just a little spaciousness there to the spine. Shoulders can relax, the arms. Check the abdomen, that it's nice and soft. The chest, the neck and throat. All the eyes and the jaw can drop any tension. And even the ears, inner ears, top of the head can relax. Just letting everything just sort of settle. I'm going to connect today to the energy of the earth, using it to cleanse, charge our bodies, and then to send that energy all through the entire globe. So just gently begin to sense the earth underneath you. Wherever you are, an apartment building, on a ground floor, in a basement, wherever you are, just imagine feeling that earth beneath you. It's steady, it's stable, and it's always there for you. It's also alive with life. It's full of microbes and fungus, plant roots, plates that shift, underground caves. The earth itself is alive, vital force that is steady beneath your feet. And on your next inhale, or you can just draw the energy up, you'll just inhale this energy up and imagine that it's traveling up through the back of your body, kind of like a wave of light, maybe even green light. Inhale it up. It reaches the top of the head, and that wave of light goes down the front of the body, washing through, and as you exhale, discharges into the earth. Take another breath in. Inhale that green light up through the back of the body, almost like a light that's washing through, reaches the crown of the head. Exhale. And release that wave of light down the front of the body and back into the earth. Inhale, drawing the energy up through the back of the body, just imagining green light traveling through. Reaches the crown of the head and then washes over the front of the body. As you exhale and release it into the earth. Now next, you'll inhale that energy up through the body. Exhale and imagine it's washing down and cleansing the whole body, releasing any tension, pressure, disease, releasing and discharging that into the earth. On your own, just for another few cycles, either breath or just imaginative play. Draw the energy up through the back body, wash it down through the front, and really feel that it's cleansing, purifying, washing through the whole body. Wherever you are, just doing one more cycle of that. Inhaling the green light up through the back body. Exhaling it down the front, washing it through, discharging anything you don't need, exhaling it into the earth. And release that image, just sit for a moment, relax even more deeply. And now you'll simply inhale to gather energy and send it through the body. So inhale that fresh green earth energy into the body. As you exhale, imagine sending that green light to every cell of the body, filling them with fresh, vital energy. Inhale the earth energy up through the feet, in through the body. Exhale and send it to every cell. Inhale the fresh earth energy into the body. And exhale and direct it to whatever area most needs it right now. Any area of tension or stress. Direct that vital force right where you need it. Continue at your own pace, at your own cycle. Simply drawing in that green, vibrant, alive energy of the earth, directing it through the body with special love and attention to any little area that might need a bit extra. Then release that image. And all together, with 3 cycles of our imagination and breath, we're going to inhale the earth energy into ourselves. Then we're going to exhale and spread it slowly, connecting us all together. So first cycle, inhale, draw that energy in. Exhale and imagine sending that wave of fresh green energy all through your house, through your neighborhood, and out through your whole city. Maybe it can extend even the state. You can go to a sort of bird's eye view and imagine that sort of green light emanating from you and connecting, soothing and balancing your whole state. Again, inhale that fresh green energy. Exhale it through the building you're in, through your town, through your state, now through the whole continent. Really see that green light spreading, connecting with the other green lights, and like this great pool and web of energy. Another deep breath in. Now let's be brave and wash it all throughout the earth. You can even go like from a way out of space view. Exhale and imagine from the inside of you that green light is sending out and wrapping all around the globe, soothing the hearts, the minds, refreshing all the cells. All these pools of energy of all of us visualizing right now are all connecting. There's one vibrant web of energy wrapped around the earth right now, healing, balancing, reorganizing. Stay here for a few moments, just breathing at your own pace. And then slowly let that image release. Bring your awareness back into your body. You can kind of move and wiggle a little bit, contact. I like to wiggle fingers and toes. Let your vision sort of come back online. Look at the room around you, make contact. Is it green? So thank you very much. It's a beautiful healing visualization you can do anytime. It's a wonderful one to do if you go and stand on the earth in bare feet and draw the green energy up through your body to cleanse, and then exhale and send anything out. I use that anytime I feel a little cold or any little virus or any illness coming into my body. I go right outside and do that, and it is inherently balancing and stabilizing. So thank you all so much for being part of this visualization today. I loved seeing all of you very much. Just a little reminder, I will be live again Thursday, May 7th. There's a full moon coming. So is that a full moon? Yeah, it's a full moon one. So we're going to do a full moon visualization, which have been really popular with you guys. And then Relaxation Rescue is coming on May 14th, you guys. Relaxation Rescue. I have a whole online course on how to relax. What could be better? And I'm going to be doing a bunch of free trainings and a bunch of free relaxations here. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't, just sign up over at my website, GitaBrown.com, because I give all the updates, all the invites, all the insider deals to those upcoming courses. It's all released there. Guys, I love you all. Sending you lots of green healing light from Three Dog Farm. Bye, Lisa. See you later. Bye, my friends. Hope to see you all very soon. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace to you. Mwah. Happy Earth Day. Bye, YouTubers. Peace. Bye, Facebookers. Peace. Love you guys. Bye. Yes, I want to end the stream. Bye.